So we're here at AWSI with
Peter Mehrhof from Freedom, and yeah, love to take you guys through our foil lines. We got two foil lines, starting off with the Halcyon, which is kind of our high aspect, medium aspect range. As the foils get bigger, they get a little bit less aspect ratio for a couple different reasons. The 810 size here is kind of our high-end performance kind of setup right now. Thinned out wingtips, kind of a flat bottom foil section. Still has pretty good low-end lift, but starting to get into that zone of where you need some speed to kind of get it going. But great glide on this one, kind of for the high-end, more high-end guy. And then when we jump up to the 1030, it's got a little bit more medium aspect to it. Aspect ratio drops down by about 1. And then also on the wingtips here, you can see they're a little bit thicker. So this foil actually has a ton of like low end lift, and we're kind of calling it the gateway into high aspect foiling. So kind of the problem with a lot of, some of the high aspect foils that are out there is when you get on them, they're not comfortable out of the gate, and it takes quite a bit of time just to get used to them. Once you get used to it, it's great, but this one kind of feels good out of the gate. And if you're coming off of like a learning or another medium aspect wing, like this just feels comfortable, but then you get all the pluses of the high aspect. And so yeah, so super good is kind of like the beginner high aspect wing. And we go up to the 1250, which is kind of our light wind, bigger guy. A lot of similarities to the 1030 and just a bigger plan shape, and super good for, I'd compare it to a lot of wings maybe in like the 1500 range lift-wise. So we're able to pack like a lot of the low-end lift with that foil profile on it. And yeah, so that's the Halcyon line. And then we also have our Phoenix line, which is our kind of our surf toe shreddy foil. So obviously a lot more medium aspect. The cool thing about this foil is it just turns amazing. A lot of low speed lift on it. Obviously not as much glide or anything like that you find in the high aspect, but super fun to turn on. So we're finding a lot of success on the toe foiling and also behind the boat. It's been a pretty popular wing for people. And this one just comes in the one size, the 1085, and that's our foil line.
Very cool. And what's driving your innovation here?
So all of us at Freedom are coming from the prone or like a surf background. So that's been the main driver. Like I think we're just kind of coming in at a different angle. A lot of the foil companies have history in wind and that kind of stuff. So kind of putting the prone as our core focus has led to some design changes, within this Halcyon range, being able to pump back out easy, that kind of stuff, like a little bit of lower end speed, just to make it a little bit more easy for getting into the sport, because prone foiling is arguably probably one of the harder disciplines to learn out of the gate. So we're just trying to really find some ways to kind of help people get into the sport. And yeah.
Great.
Yeah.